now for number 3, training rounds in the featherweight division. Your first fighter, step into the cage and fighting out the blue corner, David Hodgkinson!
Welcome back to FCC 7. I'm Jez, I'm Cook, here with Brad, 48 Wharton, and we have got another spectacular event ahead of you. David Hodgkinson fighting Ryan Robinson, and the man coming out now, David from FCPC. An interesting story about David. He's actually a co-owner of the gym, business partners of Stapleton. Now he's had 1-0, and that last fight was over in 2007, so he's had quite a break since his last fight. Now he's taken this fight, he's coming out of retirement. He's a ripe old age of 34 years old, but make no means about it, this guy is a serious contender. He's a former paratrooper and he's bodyguard for the British Embassy out in Afghanistan. This guy is serious business. He's coming off an 8-week fight camp. He said to me earlier that his fitness is exceptional. He expects as the fight lasts longer, he'll become more and more dominant. He's a top-level boxer, so you know I expected him to try and keep this fight on up on the feet and really rain some pain on his opponent.
And his opponent, stepping into the cage and fighting on the red corner, Ryan Robinson!
And making his way to the cage now. It's a familiar face, but don't be confused. Don't be confused with double vision. This is a one pair of the twins, the Robinson twins. Ryan Robinson making his way, coming out of Sescu Academy, coached by Ian Jones. Last time we saw Ryan, he had a tough fight against Danny Randolph at FCC 5. So although he lost that fight, it was made no means about it, he's not a pushover. This guy is a very powerful, good all-round fighter. He had a dominant performance at FCC 4 against Carl Taylor, where he got a nice judo takedown that smothered his opponent and was vicious ground and pound. We've also seen him at FCC 2 where he got a win against Brent Woodcock. So yeah, he's a familiar face and he's looking to return to winning ways, but a very tough opponent in front of him in David Hodgkinson.
Ladies and gentlemen, after official introduction, the fighter fighting on the blue corner, weighing at 66.4. He's at 33 stands at 5'7". He fights on a full contact performance in good health from Rochdale, David Hodgkinson! And his opponent fighting on the red corner, weighing at 66.3. He's at 20 stands at 5'7". He fights out of Sesco Academy in Hills from Pontefract, Ryan Robinson! Your referee, Mr. Dean Weir.
And this featherweight bout is sponsored by Premier Therapy Physiotherapy. They're here today and every FCC looking after our fighters. You can visit them at their website www.premiertherapy.co.uk.
Referee Dean Weir starts this bout. We've got David Hodgkinson in the blue and grey trim and Ryan Robinson in the blue and red, and Robinson immediately closing the distance, putting his man on the cage and searching out that takedown, Jez.
Yeah, and a wise decision. I don't think he wants to be there on his feet trading with David because he's a formidable boxer. I think he creates a level playing field when he gets his fight onto the ground.
Hodgkinson fighting out of FCPC, and we know these guys are all incredibly well conditioned athletes. Robinson though establishing his position here, looking to get into that man. He's not got it quite secured yet, but he's looking to move forward and secure it, softening his man up with a few punches to the head there. Yeah. Looking to create a base for himself, spread his opponent's legs.
Yeah, he's doing well there. Hodgkinson not giving anything away, making Robinson worked for it, but he has, and it hooks in.
Robinson needs to posture up if he's going to do any damage from this position, and so far David Hodgkinson is not letting him. Great defensive display here from Hodgkinson.
Took the words right out of my mouth, doing really well to prevent Robinson from really doing any damage here. Robinson doing his best to posture up, but Hodgkinson doing well to control him.
Nice little cheeky shot from the bottom there by Hodgkinson, but Robinson postures up and lands a nice right hand before he's stifled yet again. Hodgkinson trying to push off the cage there to create some space, and both these guys have a real strong support here, Jez. Nice right hand by Robinson, a couple more rain down for one of FCC's terrible twins.
Yeah, Robinson doing well there. Nice low hits, putting a lot of pressure, not giving Hodgkinson any room to buck and shrimp out. Doing well to control this fight, and yeah, he's got...
It really is kind of a stalemate at this point in the fight. Neither man really able to do anything. Hodgkinson not able to get out of the position. Robinson not able to do a massive amount of damage, but nonetheless, he is the dominant fighter. He's scoring points here, Jez.
Yeah, absolutely, Brad. He's very patient, isn't he? And that's... You know, he's learned, he's had 3 bouts all here at FCC. You know, he's learned a lot. He's not going to rush it.
And now he's got some space. And every time he gets an inch, he's landing the power shots. Using the other hand to push off, using the crossface. Trying to grind the chin into the face of Hodgkinson there. That's some old school stuff.
Yeah, and, you know,
there's a cut on the eye of Hodgkinson, which I believe may have been caused by the chin of Ryan Robinson.
Yeah, Robinson was extremely frustrated with his performance against Danny Randolph, and yeah, you know, when I spoke to him, there was no way he was going to let that happen again.
Big shots coming in from Ryan Robinson there at the end of that first round. A couple of powerful shots landing. David Hodgkinson looking nonplussed by the situation. And I believe referee Dean Weir's actually warning Ryan Robinson about the use of the chin there.
Yeah. But like I was saying, Robinson, there's no way he was one to come in here and without really going full throttle. He's very disappointed with that early finish. Got that Kamorsh, and yeah, he's not going to let a repeat of that. But he's got to be wary. He's done well in this first round, but we know the threat that Hodgkinson poses. On his feet, top-level boxer, and yeah, I think that's what David's going to come out here and do. Try and keep the distance, and possibly work the jab and find his range.
Will be interesting to see if Hodgkinson can get a few shots off in this second round. Both guys looking reasonably calm. Both guys still looking reasonably fit. And a nice show of sportsmanship there between these two fighters here at Full Contact Contender 7. I'm Brad 48 Wharton, Iron Jez Cook beside me in the commentary position, a touch of gloves, and this second round is underway. And Robinson immediately taking the centre of the cage. And it's not long before he shoots in. Hodgkinson creates some space and lands. Well, he got the shot off there, he didn't land it. And he's trying to sprawl off this takedown, but Robinson uses the leg and he gets it.
Well played there from Robinson, found that leg, didn't he? Yanked it out.
Robinson's left his neck in there, but it doesn't look like Hodgkinson's going to be able to do anything with it from this position.
And one thing about both of these fighters, you know, they've got excellent conditioning. I said it in the introduction, Hodgkinson, former para, and Robinson is a personal trainer, so these guys love the conditioning. That's what they live and breathe. Absolutely,
and Robinson manages to pass the mount again. Let's see if he can do a little bit more with it in this round than he did in the first. Robinson flattening his man out there, looking to establish a base. Throw some more shots in. Robinson seems content to chip away in this round rather than going for broke with some big shots.
Yeah, and I think that's the experience that's coming through now. He's maturing as a fighter. Still a very young guy, only 19 years old, but yeah, being very patient. He's got this dominant position and he's just working it and waiting for the right opportunity. Like you said before, doesn't want to force it, doesn't want to overcommit. But yeah, chewing up the points, establishing you know, a decent position here in the second round.
And he's really eating up the clock as well here, Jez. He's established that top control. He's got his man shut down. And the seconds are ticking away. Remember, we're only doing three 3-minute rounds here on the Unified Amateur rules. And if you can get a couple of minutes of control like Ryan Robinson is doing, you basically secured yourself the round. And that's exactly what Ryan Robinson is doing here. He did it in the first round, he's doing it again in the second.
Yeah, an impressive performance by Robinson. Very smart fighting. Was well aware of the threat that Hodgkinson poses. And, you know, has cancelled it out and is in a commanding position. I'm saying that he's not doing a lot of damage, but he's doing everything right that he needs to be doing.
And you don't need to do a lot of damage if you've got this kind of control. With all respect to David Hodgkinson, he's doing his level best to get out of this position, but it's all Robinson here. He's a big, heavy guy, he's got excellent base, and he is racking up the points here in this second round.
Absolutely, but what Hodgkinson doesn't want to do is overcommit. He doesn't want to be spending too much energy trying to get out of that, because he'll just exhaust himself. Instead, he's trying to tie up the arm, wrap the head up, not give Robinson any position, and then wait for that right moment to buck out and try and get rid of him. But very difficult when Robinson's got those hooks in.
And you know, it's by no means the kind of level of excitement as the Korean Zombie versus Leonard Garcia, but it's so effective, this game plan from Ryan Robinson. Another solid round in the books for Robinson there, and he is really coasting away with this one on the judges' scorecards. What does David Hodgkinson have to do? What's Martin Stapleton saying to him now in his corner, Jez?
Well, he's got to. I think what he needs to do is, first of all, just have a bit more cage control. That then can allow him to really put in a sprawl, prevent the takedowns, and just maintain some distance and really settle in. Let's remember that he's not had an opportunity to really show any effective offense on the ground. So, you know, I think he just needs to maintain some control. But whatever he does, beg your pardon, he's really got to come out here and stamp some authority, because he's got one round, and if he doesn't do something impressive, I can only see this fight going one way.
He has to get a finish here, and it's got to be big. He's got to land one of those power shots. David Hodgkinson in the blue with grey and white trim, Ryan Robinson in the blue and red, and we are about to get underway in our third and final round here at FCC 7. Touch of gloves, nice show of respect to start this third round, and these two FCC warriors sizing each other up. And it's Hodgkinson throwing a kick, trying to be the aggressor, but Robinson has that leg again. And Robinson's wrestling really has been the story of this fight, Jez. And it is again here in this third and final round as he secures his first takedown.
Yeah, he's got that neck in.
He's got the neck here. But Robinson reverses, and Robinson now has Hodgkinson's neck.
Yeah, great work there from Ryan Robinson. He's done a lot of training, put a lot of time in. I know previously, before his last fight, he went and spent a lot of time with Paul Daly, a few personal training sessions there, and he came into the fight really confident. Was thoroughly disappointed, but I think you're really seeing that and the dedication that he puts in. His wrestling has really been impeccable so far.
He went for the back there, but he's actually given up this position, and we're seeing Ryan Robinson in full guard on his back for the first time in this fight, Jez. And let's see what David Hodgkinson can do from here. Yeah,
well, he's got to do something. He's got to do something quick, because, like we're saying, this is amateur rules. There's only 3 minutes per round, so the clock will quickly work its way down.
And that clock is sponsored tonight by MG Legal Solutions. Hodgkinson really needs to do something here. He really needs to change the pace of this fight. He can ride this round out and maybe win it, but he's already 2 rounds down. He needs to start doing some damage. He needs to posture up, create some space, and start landing some powerful shots here.
But that's not an easy thing to do. Sorry, that's not an easy thing to do when Robinson has that arm locked in. He's working and switching between the arm and the head to maintain control. A good defensive position from him, doing everything he needs to stifle his opponent. I'm sure David Hodgkinson's going to get very frustrated. But he's found some space. And he's reining in a couple of blows, but not really enough at this point in time to take his fight ahead of Robinson.
It's close quarters here, so he really can't generate the kind of power he needs to land the fight-ending shot. He's trying nonetheless, trying to posture up and create some space. And there's a couple of nice left hands jackhammered into the head of Ryan Robinson. Hodgkinson going to work here in the third round, pinning his man against the cage and looking to land some shots.
But you're right, it might just be a little too late for Hodgkinson. He's trying his all, but it just really is running out of time. He's not being given the space to do what he wants to do, and all credit to Ryan Robinson.
Robinson trying to hold on here, trying to shut his man down, locking up those arms, preventing Hodgkinson from getting the space that he needs to generate some leverage on these punches. And it's the last 10 seconds. It's all or nothing now from David Hodgkinson. He has to finish this fight here. He's landing some big shots. Is it going to be enough, Jez? No, it's not. Unbelievable fight, and a fantastic display of heart there from David Hodgkinson in this fight till the very end.
Yeah, and a great performance there by both guys, and you know, a real true MMA crowd here who can actually appreciate what they saw, because there's a lot of fans who get frustrated with that, but you know, that was top level wrestling from both guys. Good defensive work there. Neither fighter giving much away, but yeah, a well-deserved victory in both mine and Brad's eyes there for Ryan Robinson, and I'm sure he'll be thoroughly pleased with that. And yeah, ahead of him, his brother's performance, so whether or not he can make it the first of 2 victories for the brothers, we'll see soon enough here at FCC 7 at the Bolton Reebok Arena.
Fighters to the centre of the cage, please. Fighters to the centre of the cage. Ladies and gentlemen, after 3 hard-fought rounds, we go to the judges' scorecard. All 3 judges scored this in favour of your winner. In the red corner, Ryan Robinson! Please show your appreciation for David Hodgkinson.